Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. I hope you have had a good Monday. It was Monday morning in the office, what can I say? But we got through it in one piece, so I hope you all did too. And this upcoming week, here in the UK, we are expecting a heat wave. Thankfully not as hot as the last one, but they do say it's going to last a bit longer. So what I will do is I will try and do the link thing here for one of my previous videos. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm hoping I'll see where I put my pointy finger up and I can get that link there. That should hopefully give you some hints and tips from when we had the high temperatures the last time. There was a lot of helpful comments there with things that people were doing, so hopefully that will be useful for you. Basically, my main one is shut everything. All the curtains are shut, everything like that. Just try and keep the sun out as best that I can. Now, today I was obviously at work. Then I went to go and visit Mum in the care home, so that's why I'm running a bit later tonight. But I did have a look at the news this evening while I was having my cup of tea when I came in. And the energy prices. You see all these little bits saying, the coal, if we have to fire up the coal power stations, then energy is going to cost more because it's more expensive to burn coal than it is to get hydroelectric. And there's a couple of headlines, there's headlines in a couple of places that Norway may be starting to struggle. We import hydropower from Norway. There's seemingly a dirty great big cable that comes from Norway to the UK. And Norway's saying, look, our river levels are low, and if it gets to that point, then we're going to have to prioritise getting the water levels back up and domestic supply rather than exporting, which, fair play, that's what I would expect our government to do. Rather than export to someone, I'd expect them to look after their own to a certain extent. But if Norway does cut down, and we do have to put the coal-fired power stations on, that is seemingly going to increase the costs of electricity. So if Norway's restricting what it's exporting, then that will cause the price to go up as well. So sadly, no good news on the energy front. I did have a little idea all to myself. When I was talking yesterday about the cost of cooking all my preps, and I was struggling to think of how on earth can we do that. And then I thought of the wee village hall just down the road, your local community centre. If they've got an industrial kitchen, a lot of them will rent it out. Now, if you got a couple of friends and rented out a community kitchen for a couple of hours, it might actually be worth your while. Just take all your stuff in, plug in the dehydrator if you have to. Although for 2 hours, I don't know what you do with that. But if you've got a pressure canner, take a pressure canner, take the water bath, take the big pots, get stuff in the oven and use their electricity rather than yours. Now, I don't know how feasible it is, to be honest, but there is a possibility. So that's just my wee thing that came into my head. Now, the other thing that I've read today, we're not terribly impressed with this. Now, we all know that the inflation rate that they're saying, that they're telling us, the inflation's 9.4, and there's very few of us believe that, because that absolutely does not reflect on what our lives are like buying stuff. And this is it just shows you so simply how statistics can be manipulated. Now, Britain's Statistics Agency, which is the ONS, the Office for National Statistics, they will look at the end of the month whether energy bill rebate will directly feed into the inflation statistics. Now, why that would feed into inflation statistics when it's supposedly a one-off, I do not know. I do not know how that could have anything to do with the rate of inflation, which is supposed to be about, daily life, etc. And seemingly, if the ONS, the Office for National Statistics, treats it as a price cut, it will lower headline inflation. You heard me right. If they treat it as a price cut, it will lower the overall price of inflation. Now, this is not a price cut. This is a lifeline. This is not someone just giving us a sale on the price of energy. This is us getting a rebate because people cannot afford to put on their heating or put on their cooker. This is not a price cut. Sorry, there's something in my glasses and I don't know what it is. We'll just give them a wee wipe. But, you know, how can this be taken as a price cut? I do not know how that happens. But it just shows you how easily the government can manipulate statistics to make them say exactly what they want. It just beggars belief that that could even be attempted. And you know that all the government, etc., and economists are going to say, oh yeah, take it as a price cut because then the rate of inflation will come down and it won't look as bad. We know it's a lie anyway. It's just absolutely not 9.4%. That's just a load of rubbish. So anyway, that was that. And then finally, the headlines. The UK, the country as a whole, no matter what part of it you live in, people are really, really struggling. They're struggling with their power bills, they're struggling with the cost of food, they're struggling with the cost of diesel or petrol. Rents are going up. I mean, I think I saw a headline in London where it's up 13% or something. I mean, are you having a laugh? So, you know, the cost of living is going up to the point that we're actually getting quite worried about how we're going to get through this. And Gordon Brown said we should have a Cobra meeting, you know, Boris Johnson should do something. And Boris Johnson's just gone, I'm not Prime Minister anymore. At this point in time, when I've resigned and I'm waiting on the new person being elected leader, I don't do anything. Okay, so maybe Truss and Sunak, oh no, we're not the leaders anymore. So people are saying, well, you know, they're never going to agree anyway. So basically, the whole of the country is going to be left hanging, spelt Hinging, hanging, by a thread, because these people are pouting like 5-year-olds. It is ridiculous. And I think that, you know, they should absolutely be ashamed of themselves. So yet again, we come back to the do not stop prepping. Get yourself some food stashed, get yourself some water stashed, especially with this heat wave coming. And don't expect help from the government. Don't expect them to help you. They will do, well, they've just said they're not going to do anything until the new government comes in September. So, you know, don't hold your breath. The government's not going to come and rescue you. Not that we thought that they would, but, you know, we thought they might have felt a wee bit of guilt for the situation they've left us in while they've been doing their partying, etc. But no. So get yourself some stuff stashed. If you've got people beside you that you know think similar to you, or at least don't make fun of you, then maybe you need to be looking at seeing if you can pull together to get something. I just don't know, because it beggars belief that the Conservative Party as a whole, you know, the leaders, the Prime Minister that's there just now, they're all just sitting there going, no, we can't do anything until September. What happens to people who are really, really struggling? What happens to the people in, like, care homes? How are they going to be able to afford to feed and heat these buildings for the people who stay there? What about the hospitals? You know, all these sorts of things that are just blatantly being ignored. So, prep more. Get yourself sorted. If there's anything you need, put the word out in the comments. We can all try and help each other. There's been a few people have said, if I can help in any way, let's start this going. I will absolutely start this website. I've done little bits, but I will put it up, and I'll put up all the stuff that I buy. And no, we don't do the thing. The links. What are they called? Affiliate links. No, we don't do them. Just, no. So, yeah. I'll shut up now because I'm not making any sense. I'm utterly dumbfounded. So I hope you have a good evening, and I will catch you later.